Jews have been given a Torah, and the Torah is number one, it's a way of life. It's also full of instruction, rules, laws, what we call halachas, and we have to follow them. There are Torah laws and there are rabbinic laws. And to the degree that a Jew stays and follows and is compliant with the laws, that shows, to a certain extent, reflects his level of dedication. There's a young man who was sitting on an airplane, and anybody who's traveled knows that travel till you get to the airport, you've been through the airport, and then you get on the plane. By the time he sat down on the plane, he was pretty hungry, and he couldn't wait. He had ordered a kosher meal, and he couldn't wait for his kosher meal. The plane took off, and until everybody got settled, and the plane, they could take off the seatbelts, and eventually the stewardesses came around, and they brought sandwiches. They brought salami sandwiches, and they put the sandwiches in front of the young man, and got up, and he went to the restroom in order to wash his hands, because of the halacha that one must pour water over his hands before eating bread. And when he got back to his seat, he took a look at his sandwich, and he realized, there is a rabbinic law that says that a Jew who is eating meat, kosher meat, is not allowed to partake of that kosher meat if it has not been kept in sight of an observant Jew the entire time. Now, he had gone to wash his hands, and there were no other observant Jew around. He had taken his eyes off the meat, and he didn't know. Now, obviously, nothing could have happened to the meat. The rabbinic decree is a concern that maybe somebody would switch the meat and put in non-kosher meat and substitute for the kosher meat. So nothing could have happened to it, but a rabbinic decree is a rabbinic decree. When there is a law, for example, if there's a red light, you have to stop at a red light, even if there's no logical reason, because it's 2 a.m. and there are no cars around, you can still get ticketed if you run the red, because the law is the law, and you have to abide by the law. Well, rabbinic law is the same. And the young man would not partake of his sandwich. There's a gentleman sitting next to him. A Gentile was sitting next to him. And he said to him, young man, why aren't you eating? He goes, well, I'm not really hungry. He goes, don't tell me you're not hungry. I saw you were hungry. You were famished, and you couldn't wait to eat. Now tell me the truth. Why aren't you eating? The young man was very sensitive. He didn't want to insult the person next to him. He said, look, there's a rabbinic decree. We have the sages of the Talmud, and there's a certain law that they enacted that I'm not allowed to partake of the food if I've not had it in sight the entire time. So the man said to him, why is that? What's the idea behind that law? He said, well, there's a concern that perhaps someone may have switched non-kosher food for the kosher food. So the man looked at him with a look of astonishment and awe mixed together. He said, I want to tell you something, young man. You have some pretty smart sages. All my life I've been wondering what kosher salami tastes like. As soon as you got up out of your seat, I took one of my pieces of salami, which is not kosher, and I switched it with a piece of your kosher salami, and I took that for myself. Had you eaten that food, you would have eaten non-kosher food. Young man, I am very impressed with your sages, and I'm very impressed with you. For us, it's a lesson. There are laws, Torah laws, and there are rabbinic laws. It's not in our place, and it's not within our realm of option to decide which yes and which no. We are obligated to maintain all of the laws, even if we don't understand, and then ultimately we'll see that we do understand.